गुरे सभै चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की कलियुग पावन श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की
जय।
हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की
जय।
श्री श्री राधा गोविंद देव की
जय।
श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की
जय।
श्री श्री गौर निताय की श्रील प्रभुपाद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंद। All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraye नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। कृष्णे स्वधामो भगते धर्मज्ञानादिभिः सह कलौ नष्टदशामेष पुराणादुनोदितः। Hare Krishna. So we are reading from Srimad Bhāgavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 7. Chapter 7 entitled The Sacrifice Performed by Daksha. And text number 36.
For 736.
4736.
36. Almost got it. 36. We got it. It's Lakshmi, right there. Lakshmi.
Thank you.
Lakshmi in the bank.
Yajamanuvacha
Yajamanuvacha
Swagatam te prasidesha Tubhyam namaha
Swagatam te pradisha Tubhyam namaha
Srinivasa Shriyakanta Yatrahinaha
Srinivasa Shriyakanta Yatrahinaha
Tvamrite Dhishanangayir Makah Shobhate
Amrite Dishanangir Makha Sobhate
Shirshahina Kabandho Yatha Purushaha
Shirshahina Kabandho Yata Pushaha
Yajamanuvacha
Yajamanuvacha
Swagatam te prasidesha Tubhyam namaha
Swagatam te prasidesha Tubhyam namaha
Srinivasa Shriyakanta Yatrahinaha
Srinivasa
यथा पुरुषः
शीर्षहीनकबन्धो यथा पुरुषः
यजमानुवाच स्वागतं ते प्रसीदेश तुभ्यं नमः
स्वागतं ते प्रसीदेश तुभ्यं नमः
श्रीनिवास श्रियकान्त यात्राहिनः
श्रीनिवास श्रियकान्त यात्राहिनः
त्वामृते दीशनाङ्गैर्मखः शोभते शीर्षहीनकबन्धो यथा पुरुषः
शीर्षहीनकबन्धो यथा पुरुषः
यजमानुवाच स्वागतं ते प्रसीदेश तुभ्यं नमः
स्वागतं ते प्रसीदेश तुभ्यं नमः
श्रीनिवास श्रियकान्त यात्राहिनः
श्रीनिवास श्रियकान्त यात्राहिनः
त्वामृते दीशनाङ्गैर्मखः शोभते शीर्षहीनकबन्धो यथा पुरुषः
शीर्षहीनकबन्धो यथा पुरुषः यजमानुवाच स्वागतं ते प्रसीदेश तुभ्यं नमः श्रीनिवास श्रियकान्त यात्राहिनः त्वामृते दीशनाङ्गैर्मखः शोभते शीर्षहीनकबन्धो यथा पुरुषः
यजमान्युवाच स्वागतं ते प्रसीदेश तुभ्यं नमः
स्वागतं ते प्रसीदेश तुभ्यं नमः
श्रीनिवास श्रियकान्त यात्राहिनः
श्रीनिवास श्रियकान्त यात्राहिनः
त्वामित्रे दीशनाङ्गैर्मखः शोभते
त्वामृते दीशनाङ्गैर्मखः शोभते
शीर्षहीनः कबन्धो यथा पुरुषः
शीर्षहीनकबन्धो यथा पुरुषः
Swagatam te prasidesha tubam namaha.
स्वागतं ते प्रसीदेश तुभ्यं नमः
Srinivas Shriya Kantaya Chahina.
श्रीनिवास श्रियकान्त यात्राहिनः
Tvam Riti Disha Nagari Makaha Sobhate.
त्वामृते दीशनाङ्गैर्मखः शोभते
Shirasina Kabando Yata Purusha.
शीर्षहीनकबन्धो यथा पुरुषः
What word? Yajamani.
यजमानी
The wife of Daksha.
wife of Daksha
Vacha.
Vacha
Prayed.
prayed
Suagatam.
Suagatam
Auspicious appearance.
auspicious appearance
Take your
Prasida
become pleased.
become pleased
Isha, my dear Lord, Tubhyam,
Tubyam
unto you,
Namaha
Namaha, respectful
respectful obeisances
Srinivasa,
Srinivasa
O abode of the goddess of fortune,
O abode of the goddess of fortune
Shriya, with Lakshmi,
Lakshmi
Kantaya,
Kantaya
your wife,
Trahi
protect, Naha,
us
Tvam, you,
Rite,
without, Adhisha, O supreme controller, not, Angai, with bodily limbs, Makaha, sacrificial
sacrificial arena.
Shobhate
Shobhate
is beautiful.
is beautiful.
Shirshahinaha
Shirshahinaha
without the head.
without the head.
Kabandaha
Kabandaha
possessed of only a body.
possessed of only a body. Yatha
As
as
Purushaha
Purushaha
a person.
a person.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace is Bhāgavatam Swami Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
The wife of Daksha prayed as follows: My dear Lord, it is very fortunate that you have appeared in this arena of sacrifice. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, and I request that you be pleased on this occasion. The sacrificial arena is not beautiful without you, just as the body is not beautiful without the head. Purport: another name of Lord Vishnu is Yagneshwara. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that all activities should be performed as Vishnu Yajna for the pleasure of Lord Vishnu. Unless we please Him, whatever we do is the cause of our bondage in the material world. This is confirmed herein by the wife of Daksha. What's her name? Wife of Daksha? Panditji?
Yajamani.
No, Yajamani. Yajamana is the one who's conducting sacrifice. His wife is Yajamani. Anyone?
Dakshini?
Daksha is Daksha's daughter. It is Prasuti.
Pasuki.
Prasuti.
Prasuki.
This is confirmed herein by the wife of Daksha. Without your presence, the grandeur of this sacrificial ceremony is useless, just as the body without the head, however decorated it may be, is useless. The comparison is equally applicable to the social body. Material civilization is very proud of being advanced, but it is actually the useless trunk of a body without a head. Without Krishna consciousness, without an understanding of Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, any advancement in a civilization, no matter how sophisticated, is of no value. There is a statement in the Hari Bhakti Sudodhaya 3:11. Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya, please read.
Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya
Jati Shastram Chapastapah
Jati Shastram Japastapa
Apranasya Dehasya
Pranasaiva dehasya
Mandalam Lokaranjanam.
mandalam lokaranjanam.
The purport is that sometimes when a friend or relative dies, especially among low-class men, the dead body is decorated. Dressed and ornamented, the body is taken in procession. That sort of decoration of dead body has no actual value because the life force is already gone. Similarly, without Krishna consciousness, any aristocracy, any social prestige, or any advancement of material civilization is as good as decoration of a dead body. The name of the wife of Daksha was Prasuti. Therefore, I told you. And she was the daughter of Swayambhu. Her sister Devahuti was married to Kardama Muni, and Kapil Dev, the personality of Godhead, became her son. Prasuti then was the aunt of Lord Vishnu. She was asking the favor of Lord Vishnu in an affectionate mode. Since she was his aunt, she sought some special favor. Also significant in this verse is that the Lord is praised with the goddess of fortune. Wherever Lord Vishnu is worshipped, naturally there is the favor of the goddess of fortune. Lord Vishnu is addressed as Amrit, transcendental. The demigods, including Brahma and Lord Shiva, were produced after the creation, but Lord Vishnu existed before the creation. He is therefore addressed as Amrit. Lord Vishnu is worshipped with his internal energy by the Vaishnavas. Prasuti, the wife of Daksha, implored the Lord to turn the place into Vaishnavas instead of simply fruitive workers performing sacrifices for some material benefits. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I know many of you were expecting His Grace Rama going to speak, but Prabhu said he's not feeling well, and therefore he ordered me to speak, and therefore by his order I am present before you. So in this section, very interesting, what Srila Prabhupada is mentioning. Just to give you a context, this is after the cleanup of the mess created by Virabhadra, or you can say after the mess actually created by Vaishnava Aparadha. The entire sacrificial arena had turned into a battlefield. And Virabhadra came, destroyed everyone, cut off the heads of all the Daksha's minions, and finally it was a bloody massacre. So later on, Daksha having, I think I'm not sure if he still got a goat head, but Lord Shiva suggests that better he gets a goat head. And other people who were all the dead bodies and blood and contamination due to the quarrel, everything was purified, and then sacrifice was performed, and now Lord Vishnu is present. And when Lord Vishnu appeared in the yajna, immediately everyone is offering prayers. So that is the context, and it is Prasuti's turn to offer prayers. And what is she praying? Maybe before we begin, 2 minutes, all of you can share what you understood from the purport. One line you caught from the purport. Yes, Prabhu.
Basically, Krishna consciousness is the life force of
Can you just speak in the mic?
Krishna.
Krishna consciousness is basically like the life force of material civilization to actually have any purpose of thriving. Otherwise, all the aristocrat, like he says, all the flamboyance of society is basically just trying to decorate a dead body without heads. But the actual intelligence of civilization is to worship Krishna.
Very good. Thank you. Others say Sandesh Prabhu.
Lord Vishnu is known as Yajneswara, means like the supreme being which the yajna was performed. So without his presence, the yajna has no value, however decorated it may be.
He is the object of yajna, to please Krishna.
Prasuti prayed to the Lord to make them into Vaishnavas, which I remember, I think Krishna P. Personal was giving class about, the prayers of the devotees is powerful. We can take that in our preaching, we can pray for all the people that were coming into contact that they could become devotees. And also everyone in the temple that can come more and more here.
Yes. Yeah, Prasuti was praying for praying that the priests become devotees, not just remain karmakandis.
Yeah, Prasuti is saying that a body without head has no beauty. Similarly, Western civilization without spiritual guidance has no beauty, just like decoration of a dead body. Another program.
Very good. Anyone else? Okay. Yeah, these are some of the points mentioned in the purport. And Srila Prabhupada, even before I begin, I want to ask all of you, since we are in the holy dham of New York City, how many of you are proud? Because Prabhupada mentions a very interesting statement. He says, material civilization is very proud of being advanced, but it is actually the useless trunk of a body without a head. So how many of you are proud of New York City? What makes New York City a holy dham or worth visiting is because Sri Prabhupada came and decided to start his movement in New York City. That is the only glory of New York City. How many of us are proud of traffic, people always looking so frustrated, always running, they can't even peacefully walk, always, of course, going to the subway and smelling the urine of so many homeless part and parcels of Krishna. There's nothing glorious of a materially advanced civilization, but it is simply completely rotted. Only glory lies in Srila Prabhupada decided to come here. Srila Prabhupada was asked, Prabhupada, why did you decide New York City of all the places? Prabhupada said, actually back then it was fashionable to go to London, but I didn't want to go there. I wanted to do something else because his godbrothers had already gone to London. So Prabhupada said, if I'm going to fail, I want to fail in a new place. So therefore he came to New York City. So, Sri Prabhupada mentions about the story of liquid beauty. In liquid beauty, he says, once upon a time there lived a very beautiful girl in the middle of the forest. And she was a very chaste lady. She would not look at any man. And one hunter, while going through the forest, he came across this beautiful lady, beautiful young girl. And he wanted to marry her. So she said, I actually have another lover. I have nothing to give and take with you. Please go away. But this person he would come daily and try to harass her. Please marry me, you are so beautiful, I am so young and handsome. I'll do anything and everything for you. But she said, no, I cannot do anything for you. I cannot get married to you. And then the hunter, because he was so persistent, she thought of teaching him a lesson. And she said, okay, you're attracted to my beauty, I'm going to give it to you. So come tomorrow evening. Or I think come a week later. And what did she do? She started taking all the purgatives. She would, eat all this medicine. And she would just pass, stool, vomit, pass stool and vomit day after day for a week. And because of which she became so emaciated. And what do you think she did with stool and vomit? She collected it in two different pots. One is called the stool pot, other one is the vomit pot. And she kept it. Every day she would pass stool, would go into the stool pot. Every day she vomited, it went into the vomit pot. And because she was continuously vomiting and passing stool, she became very emaciated, very weak. She got dark circles around her eyes. Thank you for the sound. She got dark circles around her eyes. Her cheekbones were visible. Her chin and her jaw was visible. There was no fat, just a skeleton. Such a person is not considered very beautiful. So the time came for the hunter to again go back, because by now she said she's ready to give her beauty to him. So she was, she was waiting for him. And as the time the hunter came, and he saw that there's one ghost-like lady sitting right outside the hut. And he asked her, so where is that beautiful lady whom I have come to meet? She said, that beautiful lady is me. Hunter said, impossible. That beautiful lady was so beautiful, she captured my heart. But you are looking like a ghost. She said, no, wait a minute. I have actually separated my beauty just to give it to you. He said, what, really? She said, yes, please come inside. I have 2 pots of beauty. And when he went inside looking for that beauty, what did he get? 2 pots, 1 pot of stool and 1 pot of vomit. She said, this is my beauty. So, this story is spoken by Srila Prabhupada, the story of liquid beauty. to show us that what are we really proud of. We are proud of something that is temporary, something that is degrading, something that is not us. She could separate her beauty, and that beauty was only stolen out. Similarly, today the materialistic civilization, the modern civilization, they are so proud. What is the meaning of this pride? It's just like competition amongst the pigs. Who can eat more stew? Pig is saying, hey Mr. Pig, I can eat 1 kilo of stew. How about you? Oh, that's nothing. I can eat 2 kilos of stew. Then the father pig comes. Oh, you small children, I can eat 10 kilos of stew. See, I'm the best here. So this is materialistic civilization. Their pride in so-called sophistication is all competition between pigs. And therefore Prabhupada says, Swavidvara Ustakarai. The materialistic people are called as, they are referred to the four most auspicious animals. Dogs, hogs, camels, and asses. So how many of you want to follow in the footsteps of dogs, hogs, camels, and asses? People are working so hard today, they have already developed 2 ears in 1 day. Like a donkey. People are going home to home, begging for a job, or sorry, company to company. Begging for a job, they've already developed a nose like a dog. And sometimes they start barking also. The transformation is happening. This is where we talk about Dāsa and evolution. This is where it is true. Because humans are becoming like animals. Nunam pramatte krute karmayat indriyam prite apramoti. Lord Rishabdev said, how foolish are these materialistic people? They have become mad for sense gratification. What is the next one? Nasadmangi yata atmanoyam asan api kleshada ashateha. That means in that strong pursuit for sense gratification, what do they get? Only misery. But they have asha pasha shter baddha. They have strong hopes. By working hard in this material world, by struggling hard, I am going to achieve something one day. Have you achieved anything now? No. But I am sure one day it is waiting for me. It is like the donkey and the carrot. Ever been there? We've all been there. The donkey is, as he walks, the washerman is a very smart washerman. And the donkey thinks, I am also very smart. So what does the washerman do? He hangs the carrot right in front of the donkey. So all the other donkeys are saying, my dear donkey, come, enjoy the lush green grass. Just take the grass and be satisfied. Donkey is saying, no. Today, my future is very bright. Today I am going to get a carrot instead of grass. And today, the washerman has put a big carrot. And how far is it? 1 step away. It is just 1 step away. And other donkeys, they are thinking, he's such a smart guy. He deserves the carrot. We'll be satisfied with the grass. Now this guy, the washerman, he puts all his clothes to be washed for the day. And after washing, the clothes are even heavier. He puts all that load on this donkey, and donkey is thinking, no problem. This is just a little load for the price I'm getting. It's worth it. And then he takes 1 step ahead. And what happens to the carrot? Also takes 1 step ahead. But sometimes the carrot swings. That's the illusion. He's thinking, I'm just there. So as he takes 1 step, the carrot takes 1 step. And then he takes another step. The carrot takes another step. And the other donkeys are still saying, donkey, I'm still here. We are still here. Grass is still here. We can leave all this foolishness and come back. But the donkey says, no. My future is still bright. I have still hopes. Sun is still shining. Day is still young. So I'm going to go for the carrot. Because how far is the carrot? Only 1 step. 1 step ahead. So when the donkey takes the next step, how far does the carrot go?
1 step.
1 step. And like this, the foolish donkey walks throughout the day, serving his washerman, the merciless washerman, And finally, at the dead of night, sometimes he gets the carrot. But by then, the carrot is sometimes even rotten. Isn't it? And this is what we are looking for in this material world. The material pleasures are completely rotten. And therefore, the materialistic people are considered to be nunam pramate krute karma. They perform sinful activities being mad for sense gratification. Why mad? Because in that madness they cannot see that this sense gratification gives nothing to me. It gives me no joy, but I'm still after it. So, such materialistic people make up this civilization called as materialistic civilization. And Srila Prabhupada called this materialistic civilization as a soul-killing civilization. Why is it soul-killing civilization? Because they have nothing to give and take to the soul. They don't want anything from the soul. They just want to enjoy matter. It's just like, how many of you have seen sugarcane? You have seen the sugarcane rod here? Anyone has seen sugarcane? In US also you have seen? Yes? No, it's only in India.
I was in Vietnam as well.
Bulgaria also.
No, when we were coming back from Ritesh the other day,
Yeah.
and on the entry of the botanical garden, they were selling sugar cane.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, it's hard to find, but you can somehow get it some places here.
Sometimes you can import it also.
Yeah.
And have you seen bamboo stick? And they look similar. So if you don't have experience with sugarcane, instead of chewing sugarcane, you catch hold of a bamboo and you try to chew bamboo. You know what happens? Sorry? Teeth will break and one will drink his own blood. In the name of juice, sugarcane juice. And therefore the materialistic civilization is also compared to camels. Camels thinking, wow, such nice cactus for me to enjoy. But when he's chewing on cactus, all the thorns, they poke and bleed his gums and tongue. And more than the juice of the cactus, what does he drink? He drinks his own blood. And therefore, and of course, he delicious. Wow, what a cactus. And therefore, camel is also called as a foolish animal. And materialistic people are also like that. The word. Prabhupada says, let me just show you. He makes one statement. He says, comfortable life means working more hard. That is comfortable life in the material world. So in this world, everyone is working hard. They are saying, we also want to be sophisticated. We also want to live in a high-rise apartment in downtown Manhattan. Or nowadays even downtown Brooklyn. It's like Manhattan. In a very posh locality. Probably from the 36th floor where you can see the skyline of Manhattan, skyline of New York City. They think this is sophistication. And people become so proud. What are they proud of? They're proud of simply working hard. Because at the end of the day, that comfort is not really comforting anyone. So if you really talk about comfort, sometimes there's a debate. Should we get a car or should we use public transport? Isn't it? Now if you get a car, it's considered to be convenience. But if you get a car, what other problems can come? Okay, what are the pros and cons of getting a car?
Gotta find parking, insurance.
Find parking, insurance. Like when I was trying to purchase a new car and I gave my address as 305 Fremont Street. New York insurance for me, one fellow told me $950 per month.
$950?
$950.
Could pay for a whole car in a year.
And then I called another insurance, and these are all famous insurance companies. And then I called another insurance, and he told me, we are going to make it very easy for you. We are going to reduce the cost, and for you it will be $1,200.
Gosh.
Of course, so then we had to give another address in New Jersey, and then we got it for $160 a month.
What?
Yeah. Anyway, so you see, sometimes getting a car is considered to, increase your comfort. But that is only the show bottle. That is what is, as it is said, Mandanam Lokaranjanam. When there is no Krishna consciousness, whatever we do in our spiritual life is only lokaranjanam. Like if I am speaking big things and I am not talking about Krishna, then lokaranjanam is what? All of you clap for me. So that was my performance. Isn't it? Without Krishna, it only becomes a show bottle performance, no substance. So similarly, when people are looking for comforts, they get carried away by superficial things. Yes, the convenience of getting a car, but what about the insurance? What about whenever you use car, you have to fuel it? Isn't it? Then what else you said? Car insurance? Parking, yeah, parking. You know, parking in New York City. What is it, like $20 an hour? At least. Or you get the side parking for lesser. But you have to pay for it. As soon as you get a car, you have to pay for it. And of course, with the congestion toll, $9 as soon as you enter Manhattan. So put all this together, then you don't have convenience. So therefore, Prabhupada says, comfortable life means simply to work hard. How many of you want comfortable life? Yeah, means simply to work hard. Okay, for Krishna. Isn't it? Yeah. So that means there is struggle in this material world. As soon as you choose to be in the material world, there is struggle. But the choice is where do you want to struggle or for whom do you want to struggle. You can struggle for Krishna or you can struggle for Maya. Isn't it? Yeah. Okay, other thing is, other example is coming to US as an immigrant, of course, you know, talking to other poor immigrants in the hall. Other Americans, they don't face this problem. But the immigrants have a problem. All the Indians think, and Prabhupada says, when the Indians think of traveling abroad, they feel India, rupees, no value. I'll go to America, get dollars, and then I'll come back. That means, Prabhupada was saying in one lecture, that when I go to India, karma will stop there. That means I'm suffering in India. If I go to US, I will enjoy. Prabhupada says, wherever you go, your karma will follow. Isn't it? And the poor Indians, and I experienced this first time when I came to the US. I was thinking, and Prabhupada also says this, I was thinking that when you go to US, everything is so posh, everything is luxury, everything is on high end, high five, you know, very big thing, high status of living. But it is not true. The truth of the materialistic civilization is the poor get poorer, the rich get richer, and we remain where we are. So when I came to the US, I saw all these students. No one is, you know, there was a meme on one of the social media thing. The meme was, what my friends think I'm doing in US. And what is it? Partying with girls, going here and eating out at high-end restaurants, traveling across US, flying here, flying there. And what am I actually doing? Working a part-time job in a third-class restaurant. You know, it was the meme. What others think I'm doing in US, what I'm actually doing in the US. So the truth actually hits hard. Why am I telling you these things? Because I'm just trying to emphasize the point, what are we really proud of in the materialistic civilization? There's one Guru Astakam by Srimad Adi Shankaracharya. It is called as Tatah Kim, Tatah Kim, Tatah Kim. He says that if you become very rich, if you become very learned, if you own a lot of possessions, but at the end of the day, Manaschena Lagnam Guroram Padme, Tatah Kim, Tatah Kim, Tatah Kim, Tatah Kim. He says at the end of the day, if your mind doesn't sit at the lotus feet of the spiritual master, what is the use? What is the use? What is the use? What is the use? And it's like 8 stanzas. You can go through it. Guru Ashtakam by Shankaracharya. Very nice. Very nice. So, therefore, in this world, if we don't become Krishna conscious, if we don't use what Krishna has given us, our time, our resources to become Krishna conscious, and not just, okay, I'm in the temple, I'm Krishna conscious. No. Stagnant water stinks. If you are chanting 4 rounds, you have to plan how can I come to the platform of chanting 8 rounds. If I am chanting 8 rounds, I have to think how can I come to the platform of chanting 16 rounds. If you are chanting 16 rounds, I should be thinking how can I improve my quality. That after 16th round, I want to chant more. If you are already chanting more, I should also be thinking how can I make others chant. If I am already making others chant, I should be thinking how can I go deeper in my chanting. So the growth in Krishna consciousness never stops. But if one becomes saturated, thinking that wherever I am in Krishna consciousness, that's sufficient, then stagnant water stinks. Such a person gets into politics. Now he wants Navaras, some other different taste. Now Krishna is a little boring. Everyday Mangalati is a little boring. Everyday Bhāgavatam, boring. Now keep those things aside. Now I want some newer taste. What is a newer taste? Whose guru you are? Whose disciple are you? I'm this guy's disciple. So you are different, I am different. Now politics. Do you know that devotee, he didn't smile at me today morning? You know why? Because that day I told about him to my temple president. Okay, this is next operation meeting, this is what we are discussing. So, you support and that person won't support. So you are my party, he is other party, she's other party, she's this party. So this is all, then politics looks very interesting. Isn't it? So within the temple, which is supposed to be spiritual, again enters Maya. So therefore, one has to be very, very careful. Dharma svanashtitam pumsam vishvaksena katasuyah notpadye tiriratim shama eva kevalam. In the second chapter of the first canto, Srila Sutra Goswami is saying, our endeavors, whatever we are doing, if our endeavors doesn't lead us to developing more eagerness to hear Krishna Katha, then those endeavors are called as, at the end of the day, is simply shrama, means only hard work. Because we did not get the eagerness to hear about Krishna. So therefore, nehaya karma dharmaya na viragaya karmate yat tirtha pada sevyaya jivan apimitohi saha. Kapila says, he says that na ihaya karma dharmaya, karma, work should be leading to dharma, otherwise work is useless. And just being dharmic is not sufficient. Dharma which should lead to vairagya, otherwise dharma is useless. And just vairagya is not sufficient. Vairagya should lead you to bhakti. That's real vairagya. Otherwise vairagya is useless. Isn't it? So, in the materialistic civilization, just being proud of fast-paced cars in the sky, tall skyscrapers, and the sophistication of modern-day gadgets, iPad, iPhone, iMac, it's all about I. Simply being proud of these things is being proud of one's own foolish capacity to be in the material world. That means if someone says, Prabhu, not Prabhu, you know what? I have so many possessions. I'm so rich. I'm so materially advanced. That means he's saying, I'm so entangled. And this is how it should sound to our ears. I'm so entangled in this material world. Please save me. That's what he's saying. If your friend says, I have iMac, iPhone, iPod, iPad, how should it sound to our ears? I'm so entangled, please save me. This is what he's saying. But his language is different. Just like a dog, he is asking, please help me from, another bulldog. So he can only bark, his language is different. But you understand. And you help the dog. Similarly, the materialistic people, they don't know how to ask for help. But what is their asking for help? Their showcase that I have so much. That means they need help. Because if you're satisfied, you don't have to showcase anything. Isn't it? So, let me just read you that verse again. What Prabhupada mentioned the purport. Yeah. Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya means without Krishna Bhakti, Jati Shastram Japas Tapaha, you are chanting the Shastric study, one's austerities have known life. Aprana seva devasya dehasya mandalam lokaranjanam. And Prabhupada says, in the traditional times, a low class person, what he would do, he would decorate the body of a dead body after his death. Why? To say that at least he died nicely. But doesn't make any sense. Decorating a dead body, putting jewelry on a dead body. Prabhupada says in the Bhāgavatam, this is the current situation of the social body today. The social body today, we are only wearing different ornaments of so-called sophistication and advancement, whereas we are actually making no progress. Prabhupada would give the example of UC Berkeley, which is one of the top institutes in the world. And he would say they had to, in their terrace or balcony, on the higher floors, they had to put a glass case, what do you call shield, a glass shield, so that people get the view, but they don't jump off. Because when Prabhupada went to Berkeley, he heard so much news that students were jumping off the buildings and committing suicides. Because so much frustration. Why? Because modern civilization has only led to frustration. There is no understanding of the science of soul. And therefore, Prabhupada would say that UC Berkeley had to put glass shield so that people don't jump off. In this way, if we don't practice bhakti, then whatever we are doing, coming to practical application, whatever we may be doing, everything is only for lokaranjana. A devotee is satisfied with the practice of bhakti. He doesn't need name and fame. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Na dhanam, na janam, na sundari, kavitam va jagadish kamaye, mama janmani janmanishware, bhavatar bhaktir haituki tvai, na dhanam, na janam, na sundari. One devotee in India was saying, we are praying, na dhanam, na janam, na sundari, kavitam va jagadishe, mama Germanishwari. He was saying, still we have some material to say, Germany. My dear Lord, please take me to Germany. Oh, Germanishwari. So we say, Nadanam, Najanam, Sundari, but at least you give me this. At least when I cook, someone should appreciate, someone should clap hands for me. When I speak, someone should, say, Prabhuji, what a lecture. So smart you are. What an IQ. Because if people don't say this, there's no satisfaction. Aprana seva dehasya. This body has become one without devotion, which is lifeless. So therefore, what are we looking for? Clapping. We are looking for smile. We are looking for doing kirtan. My dear Lord, this is for you. But then we look back. How we are dancing. Yeah, this is the truth. And if everyone is sleeping, what do? Put one alap. Is it just to, then people will get up. Okay, something interesting is going on. And this is what. But if there is satisfaction of devotion, you don't have to worry about lokaranjana. You don't care for what people say. Naivam chittam naiva nivartate kshanamapi Shri Krishna Pada Pujan. In 42nd verse of Mukundamala Stotra, King Kulashekar is praying, I don't care for what people are thinking about me. When I chant Hare Krishna, when I go on Sankirtan, when I perform Krishna Bhakti, and mind you, he is not some ordinary person. King Kulashekar is the king of a huge province in South India at that time. But he was a pure devotee. So when he was praying like this, he is saying that even if my family think I am the worst person, better we would not have produced him. No problem. If the relatives in society thinks he's a black dot on our society, a kalank, not a problem. If people reject me from their homes, from their families, from their social, from the societies, I don't mind. Why? Because the flood of prema which I'm feeling in my heart is so much, I just don't care for what one thinks. I'm on the platform of aspiration, but I'm quoting this because it's very inspiring. You see how the devotees think. They don't need anything from this world. They have nothing to give and take with the material world. They are only here to give association. And Srila Prabhupada said, and therefore we are opening so many centers across the globe. Why? To give association to the karmis, to the materialistic, atheistic people. This is the purpose of Krishna consciousness movement. Like that Prabhupada says. And to conclude with, in Srimad Bhāgavatam you will find time and again, for example, Kunti Maharani's claim, whom Prabhupada called as the most intelligent woman. You know why she was considered most intelligent? Because she surrendered to Krishna. And Kunti Maharani is saying, Ime Padas, what is it? Ime Pada? She's saying that, my dear Lord Krishna, see, this is at the time Mahabharata got over, the war got over, and Krishna was planning to leave Hastinapur and go back to Dwarka. At that time, Kunti Maharani said, my dear Lord, please stay back. Because now that we have fought the war and we have become the new rulers, there will be many oppositions for us. So who will take care of us now? You have to come back. So please you stay. Then she is saying, my dear Lord, not just that, it is because your lotus feet are touching the ground. There is so much of luxury in terms of fruits, flowers and vegetables, flora and fauna, and the pearls and gems and rubies and emeralds, everything, the waters in the rivers, everything is flourishing, the land is flourishing because your lotus feet is touching the ground. But now that we are ruling and you leave Hastinapur and go back to Dwarka, what will happen to us? And then she finally goes to the summit of trying to hold back Krishna. She says, Vipada Santata Shashvat Tattadatra Jagadguru. She is saying, let us, my dear Lord, if it requires for you to stay with us, that means again to go through the same struggle, we don't mind. No, sometimes we come as devotional service, practice devotional service to avoid struggle. We say, Prabhus, how many of you want, no more exams? And everyone says, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. So go back to God. Yes. But here Kunti is saying that I want trouble. I want trouble after trouble. I want all the problems I went through. That means Pandavas being banished to the forest, Yudhishthira being cheated, Draupadi being disrobed, Bhima being poisoned. All these troubles, let them happen again and again, just so that we can remember you. Why? Because by remembering you, actually nothing will happen. Most intelligent woman, isn't it? So, Kunti is telling Krishna that I need you. And if needing you means struggle, I don't mind it. Why? Then there is meaning to life. But if no struggle means I don't have you, then it is a decoration on a dead body. It's not worth it. Better to lead a life of struggle in devotional service than go away, sit peacefully in some other place without Krishna. This is what Kunti is saying. So I will pause here because it's already 9. Maybe we can just take 1 minute if anyone has any reflection or question to ask. Yes, Mike. Here.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. In Srimad Bhāgavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, I think verse 10, Kamasya Nendriya Priti Labho Jiviti Yavada Jivasi Tattva Jigyasa Nardo Yasjena Karmavi. The sum and substance of that verse is one should live just to sustain oneself and live a healthy life, Prabhupada translates like this, to perform devotional service. Now, my question is that different bodies and different types of people have different varieties of life. Like, for example, I was reading Albulio Temple, and one time one of Prabhupada's disciples was criticizing Birla. Like, Birla has 100 cars. And Prabhupada said, yes, he's a rich man. To evade taxes, they get rich cars. And he uses those riches to serve Krishna. So this is actually very smart, and he's utilizing for Krishna. For Brahmachari, it may not be a successful night. Good to have 100 cars. So how do you know what is too much or too little. Because for a pure devotee, there's no such thing as too much. That famous picture of the sadhus pushing away gold Prabhupada had posed like this because they use it all for Krishna. Elaborate.
I think many things what Prabhupada did, we cannot imitate. So therefore for us, the direction given to us is under the direction of spiritual master. Usually we have to ask and do things, and then it becomes clear, especially when we go to individual case, but person to person case. It depends. Some people can handle it. I'll give you an example. For example, you take His Grace Gaur Gopal Prabhu. The type of preaching he does, I don't think many other brahmacharis cannot do. Because if we get so much name and fame, we might as well change ashram and call ourselves grihastha. But actually, we want more of name and fame. So that is done under guidance of his spiritual master, which we cannot imitate. And similarly, once there was one devotee who was working under His Holiness Satsvarup Maharaj to make this book of Puranic examples. So as this devotee was reading all these other Vedas and Puranas, he was getting bewildered by how much amount of karma kanda and other things mentioned. He was losing faith in his Krishna consciousness. So Satsvarup Maharaj said, this is not for you, you stop. You don't be engaged in this service because you are being affected by it. So therefore things should be done under guidance, because sometimes being proud, one may think, no, I can still handle it. Like if someone is feeling a lot of agitation with the opposite sex, but still the brahmachari is thinking, no, I'm actually a great brahmachari. Actually, you know what, I'm the best. So let me continue doing book distribution to Matajis. Actually, his mind is telling him to do book distribution to Matajis because that's where his sense gratification is. So therefore, he should be very honest. He should be very honest to his spiritual master. This is what it is. What do you want me to do? Sometimes spiritual master may say, actually, there's no one as of now. Please continue for some more time, and we'll try to substitute with someone else. Otherwise, spiritual master may say, immediately get back to your ashram, or you work on your sadhana. So I think it's case by case. It varies, but the safest thing would be under the guidance of spiritual master, especially things where it requires reconciliation. Balance. When you talk about balance, the point of balance is different for different people, like you mentioned. So that should be done under guidance. If Tulsi Prabhu wants to add anything. Prabhu is very expert at balancing.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the class.
It's dead.
Hare Krishna. There's a verse in Bhāgavatam which says that for one person, one thing can be poison, but the same thing for another person is food. So yes, we have to see what works and what doesn't work for us. Sometimes devotees, they ask a similar question, like how much practical service I have to do. And I heard the answer, well, you see if your chanting and hearing is going on well. If sometimes you do so much that actually you don't have time for hearing and chanting, maybe you're going a little bit over the border. Or sometimes you may do so little that actually you are not inspired to do when you are hearing and chanting. So it will depend on the nature of the person. Like some people, they're very active, some people are less active. But in any case, if we become so disturbed or tired that we cannot chant properly and we don't have any time to read, that means we have to look for balance again. But I like what you said, that at the end of the day we should have authorities and we have to share our mind and ask for advice and help us.
Thank you. So we'll pause here. Thank you very much. Granth Srimad Bhāgavatam ki
Jai.
Shri Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Jai. Go, Prema.
Hare Hare Bol. Arjunānanda Prabhu ki Jai.